Today, I'm going to be looking at the Pokemon Let's Go Pokeball controller made exclusively for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. This accessory was priced around $40 to $50 depending on where you bought it. It's making a compelling argument against purchasing it because that's a lot of money, as you can buy an entire separate game for that price. So with that said, the question has been asked. Is the Pokeball that is exclusively made for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee a scam, or is this somehow a viable purchase? So sign in and sit right down, and we're going to let you know in today's review. If you don't remember, before Pokemon Let's Go came out for the Nintendo Switch, the hype train was in full swing from Nintendo for the game itself, trying to drum up hype and sales for the game that a lot of people weren't really interested in. And the Pokeball Plus was shown by Reggie.
You can use it like a Joy-Con controller with Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee.
Oh, good old Reggie showed the world that you could get yourself a really cool Mew in this bad boy. The mythic Pokemon that can only be obtained this way. No transferring from Pokemon Go, so if you got Mew on there, not gonna work. No hacks or mods because, you know, Nintendo will ban you. No Game Shark either. Sorry guys, this isn't the 90s anymore. So what do you do if you want a Mew? Well, you buy this bad boy right here. This is the Pokeball accessory that is supposed to make you feel like you're in the game. That's right, you're really throwing those Pokeballs, right? As advertised, it does come with a Mew, so in that regard, Nintendo weren't lying. You do get a Mew out of this Pokeball. And it starts quite early on, so the best bet is to transfer them when you're not too far into the game. Again, you want to actually use them, you bought them, so why wouldn't you do that? I don't know. Whatever, it's your money, you spend it however you want. Having a Mew quite early on makes the game a walk in the park though, so you do have to understand that that might be a trade-off you'd be willing to make. And yeah, by the way, your partner's special moves also do that, so really it's just a nice, nifty little addition to the game, honestly. You don't really need it either way. $40 is what this will cost you if you buy the bundle at full price. That's either Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee and this Pokeball bundled up together with it. Now, that's a lot of money because that's around $100, this being $40 and the game being $60. I mean, it's a bit of money for a novelty at least. That's how I feel. But as I said before, it is indeed a fully functioning Nintendo Switch controller. Well, I say fully functioning, but yeah, it only applies to Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. You can't really use it on anything else. Even if you could, I mean, it only has 2 real buttons that you can use, so it would be quite hard to use with any other game. So what are you going to use it on? Especially one of the buttons being just a thumbstick that clicks in and registers to a different button. The center of the Pokeball itself is the main selection button. At the top, there's an additional button being used to bring up the menu or back out of menus. On the back side, there's a nice little compartment that opens up to reveal a nice tiny little USB Type-C charging port. So yes, this is internally rechargeable battery powered, which is very, very nice, and I would hope so considering the price tag. Big shoutouts to Aukey for providing the nice lighting source here. Gives you guys a real nice clean look at this gorgeously designed Pokeball. So if you're interested in that cool ring light, I'll leave a link in the description below. But yeah, thanks Aukey. You really make this look a lot nicer. So I'm glad my fans can get a real in-depth look at it, all thanks to Aukey. Put simply, this controller is perfect for this game, and this game only. I mean, it's technically 2 games, because Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Oh man, you're really splitting hairs there, Pro, trying to defend Nintendo. Oh, I'm not defending Nintendo. For the most part, it does work, but because of the nature of the button being at the center, it requires you to actually click it and use it. Meaning you will likely move the thumbstick a little bit, and this can cause you to select the wrong move sometimes, or maybe the item. And a lot of the time, it does give you a chance to fix this problem, but it's still a minor annoyance. And an annoyance all the same, even if it's a minor one, but because you will be using this all the time to make your majority of selections, This will be an annoyance that you're either going to have to get used to or become extremely agitated with. Really, I understand the limitations of the buttons, but it's just really annoying to me. The other button itself works fine, so generally speaking, the controller itself isn't a problem. But capturing Pokemon is no better on this than the Joy-Con itself. I fully reviewed Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, and in my review of the game, my biggest complaint was that the capturing mechanic was motion control based. The capturing mechanic with the Pokeball is a problem also. So it's again a minor annoyance. But since the crux of the game depends on you doing it, it becomes a big issue. So it's best you try and figure out how to actually throw the Pokeball to get it to register your throws properly. And if you don't, you're going to have to stock up on a lot of Pokeballs because you're going to be missing that Pokemon a lot. And again, that just adds to the annoyance factor of the controller itself that you paid $40 for. I also said in my review that this game is meant to be played one-handed. And this is true. You're supposed to be able to play it fully one-handed, just like so. But because the way you are required to hold a Joy-Con itself, as opposed to this, it felt to me like the Joy-Con was going to fall out of my hand using it one-handed. This Pokeball feels not nearly as bad. So in regard to controlling it, it feels great. But it does feel inaccurate to control it because once again, I consistently feel like I'm slipping and not moving the proper direction I want constantly. Again, in my personal opinion, traditional dock controls make this game much more fun and much more tolerable if you're not really into the series and you're finding these features to be annoying. So using it in handheld mode would be the best option if you're looking to 100% the game, complete the game with the least amount of annoyances. But if that's the case, you wouldn't be able to use that Pokeball, now would you? And you're absolutely correct, but here is the issue. You already bought it, and just because it's not the absolute best controller doesn't mean it's necessarily a scam, right? However, if you thought you could at least use it to get multiple Mews, you're sadly mistaken. Oh, what's that? No, you didn't just think Nintendo were going to let you share your Pokeball with your friends and give them Mews for free, did you? Once Mew is transferred over, it's a one and done. Gone, but not forgotten because it's on someone else's game. And yeah, you apparently can't reset for Mew either for a shiny or change its nature. Again, one Mew per Pokeball, so you can't just try and retransfer it. That's some hefty DLC right there. $40 for a Mew and somewhat working Joy-Con for one game. What a deal, right? I get it though. It sure is a nifty controller, right? I mean, it's just for the cool factor alone. You're holding a Pokeball that works with the game. You're not pretending anymore. And that Pokeball really lets you feel like a real Pokemon trainer. It's for kids, right? It's not meant for adults, right? These are some of the excuses people will say about this device here. But even though this device is built very, very well, it feels good in the hand, solid, man. It feels like a real premier piece of tech. When your kids ask you for a pony, do they get them though? It's for kids, right? Adults don't ride ponies, right? No. You as an adult have to make a good decision about your finances. And for the same price, you could get 2 third-party controllers, 1 official wireless Pro controller, or an extra set of Joy-Cons. All are better investments since they actually work with all the games, and not just one. But even buying a separate game would be better than this alone. If the Pokeball was a perfect controller, even if it had no minor problems and had unlimited Mews, I would still say it's not really worth the money, because the longevity of the controller is extremely limited to the game. If you're not playing Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee, it just sits on your shelf and collects dust. And the digital content that comes with it, it rots digitally. So again, if you're not using it, then you paid for something you're not using. So this is the Pokeball controller, and it's not necessarily a scam, absolutely not. Nintendo did deliver exactly as it promised. The controller was used exclusively for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, and it did indeed give you one whole Mew. Well, anyways, it is a nifty little product, and just like with tons of gaming accessories, it is doomed to rot away when you're not using it. But for a lot of Pokemon fans and people who really enjoy Pokemon, I'm sure they'll truly enjoy this. And it does have some really, really cool and nifty features to it. But at the end of the day, are those features worth $40? They'll be between you and your wallet. So I've been yours, Protomario, and I'm signing out, and I would greatly appreciate it if you liked and shared this video with everyone else. Now, if you could click that subscribe button, stay up to date with me, and come back for more reviews, that'd be even better. But I'm gonna go ahead and sign out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, good gaming, God bless, and I'm off to become a Pokemon Master. Well, wait a second. I already am. The only Pokemon I need is Mew. I should really transfer... Oh... Wait, I can't. Because I already transferred this to my daughter's game. Well, them's the breaks. I guess the only one I'll ever need is 151 after all.
Well, I think it's worth it to have you have Mew instead. Oh, you're gonna play with Pikachu? Whoa, man! Pikachu's steaming jealous about something. What is it, maybe that I've been, you know, a little bit busy catching all the other Pokemon? Their Pikachu! Oh, never mind, he's perfectly fine.